Sangye Joda Zoge
Chonamda Jansu Padu Dani Gyaksu She Dani Jinso Gebe Sonamki Joda Penshi Sangye Dugara Sho Sangye Joda Soge Chonamda Jansu Padu Dani Gyaksu She Dani Jinso Gebe Sonamki Joda Penshi Sangye Dugara Sho Sangye Joda Soge Chonamda Sanju Bado Dani Gyaksu Che, Dagi Jinso Gebe Sonamki, Joda Penshi Sangye Dugara Sho. I go for affiliation to the Hajjan to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. My inclinations to practice the being and so forth. May I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for affiliation to the Hajjan to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. My inclinations to practice the giving and so forth. May I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for affiliation to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha, and my inclinations to practice the giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Om Yedama Hetum Prabhava Hetum Desham Tathagato Yada Desham Chayo Niroda Okay, a sample of meditation emptiness, a sample. Once you get this, for some time, until your studies become really rich, I would suggest you to follow this. And then when the studies become very rich and you have your own personal experience, then you can reformulate the whole sample of your own meditation. Okay, so the page 203. Dependent origination and emptiness versus for meditation, a compilation of excerpts from sutras and treatises. Okay, how we begin the practice? How we begin the practice is, okay, this is a form in case if one is to do a meditation exclusively on emptiness. Not as the side meditation, not as a part of the sadhana, exclusively on emptiness, like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and some even 5 minutes also fine. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, and then in some cases 1 hour also. Okay, so in such cases, then you can use this sample for some time. First, as a very auspicious beginning, we begin with in Tibetan it is Nasoiga, Mado Hajishin say comfortable you want, then the Shiboka this is the Tibetan version. This is on page 204. Page 204, Upanishad Sutra. So many of these verses are already indicated to you. I think this morning or yesterday? This morning. I already indicated the important verses which you're going to use. Okay, this is the first one, which because this is a sutra. That is sutra. It opens it. The sutra is the meditation. Is about the how that the things which can easily trigger emotions within us, like the attachment, cravings, so forth. How they are coming from your mind. So this is a very the good beginning, number one. And number two, the fact that this is a sutra is very auspicious. And how the Buddha, because of course fully enlightened, how these wordings are put together is very auspicious and put in the most effective way by which we can effectively understand emptiness. Okay, so this is we begin with this stanza. Okay, what we learned this morning about Shiri Hiruka. So, this surfaces of phenomena, surfaces of person. And it's not necessary that you have to always begin with surfaces of phenomena. In some cases, it begins with surface of the person also. There's no fixed rule. But let's say, according to this sutra, it is the surfaces of the phenomena about the flower, meaning phenomena other than a person. So it begins by saying the various delightful flowers blossom, and the sparkling supreme golden apples stand so alluring. For none of these is there a creator, they are possible by the power of thought. It is through conceptualization the world is impurity. Okay, you can visualize yourself. First say the stanza with seeking blessings from Buddhist Bodhisattas. And of course, before that setting, probably all are just there. That is for taken for granted. And then imagine that you go into a very beautiful garden or beautiful park, beautiful garden, and then you see beautiful flowers there. And particularly in your life, if you have, and more recently or whenever, if you have seen some very beautiful flowers, they will be extremely helpful. The freshly blossomed flowers to make this stanza extremely effective in our mind, to leave special impact on the mind. Because I remember once I was on a retreat, and that was in a cottage, yeah. It is a double story. I was on the upstairs, and from there, from the veranda, I could see a small garden down there. In the garden, what I noticed that 2 rose flowers, freshly blossomed 2 rose flowers, and particularly from the 1-story high, looking down, it was exceptionally beautiful, attractive, and the color combination, texture, everything so perfect. And my mind was just dazzled by the purity of the 2 flowers there. And instantly, I recite this stanza. The various delightful flowers blossom. It's so delightful, the delightful flowers blossom. And the sparkling supreme golden apples stand swayed in some of the houses. They are so beautiful. Some of the mansions people have. Very beautiful, with a small lake or pond, water body in front, with the lawn. Very beautiful. Okay, just we should be a little creative. Various delightful flowers blossom and the sparkling supreme golden apples stand swayed. Okay, so when you see these, the real, fresh, very delightful flowers, when you see them, let's not forget these memories. Remember them very vividly in your mind so that you can use them in a meditation.
Okay, then you can imagine when you go to the garden, you see a very beautiful, freshly blossomed flower, very delightful. Oh, okay. And then they say there's some houses that are so beautiful, exquisitely beautiful. You think about them, and then you can focus. Then you see that okay, they're so beautiful. What is your emotional reaction? And your mind feels so delighted. Your mind feels so pulled by these, so real there, beautiful there. Okay, then you go into the emptiness. So that is the surface of phenomena. You go to the surface of phenomena. How you go about it? Just go to the multiple flowers. You focus on one flower. Focus on one flower. And then what you saw yesterday of the NASA video, this flower, then you subject the flower to ultimate analysis. You go into the cells. First, go in a very slow process. Don't go diving into and then the effect will be much less. Go very slowly. First, you fine tune the electron microscope. You will see the cracks. You see the cracks, like the dry mud. When the mud is wet, it's very smooth. When it goes dry, then the cracks appear. So likewise, what we see is so beautiful texture, everything is so perfect. Actually, not perfect. It's just our visual which create an illusion in the mind to see it so perfect. When you go close, we see that it's not really perfect. There are the cracks there. What are these cracks? They are the borders between the cells. And through further fine-tuning, and then this is one thing. You must also watch this one. On the watch, let's say a couple, two of them on the lawn, and then the husband lie down, and the husband put his two hands on the chest, and the hands, the hand which we see as nice, and then that is being the similar electron microscope, so which is nice, not actually nice. You start seeing the hairs. And then you start seeing the cracks, and then the cells. What we see as this complexion, that complexions are all just illusions, guaranteed illusions, right? So what's really there is very different from how we are seeing. What we are seeing is not really the reality. So what's really the reality? You start seeing the cells. Okay, go there. It's beautiful flower. Then go to the cracks. Or further, the cells and the demarcating cell membranes are visible, and then the nucleus is visible, then go to nucleus, then you see the chromosomes. Okay, stay there. And then then you recite the stanza which we put page 206. Page 206. From Aranigajana's fundamental middle way, the stanza which reads, that which dependently originates is positive to the end of independent existence. That which dependently designated, this is the middle way. Okay, says the stanza. Actually, this is the different version. So you stay there, and what you see is just the nucleus and the chromosome, just that. Okay. So where's the flower? It's not there. That which dependently originates. The flower is nothing, but it dependently originates by dependence on the cells. That's it. The cells which are not the flower. But dependent on these cells, then the flower is what a mind imputes, not from the object. It's what a mind imputes. It's part of the actual. Because it is what our mind imputes from the object, is not really there. From the object, if there is something there, it's just the parts, like the cells. And then that being dependently designated from the objects, there's no flower there. So on the basis of these cells, then my mind, by dependence on these cells, my mind designated the flower. This is the middle way. From the object, it's not there. Free from absolutism. From the subject, it is there. It is there. It is free from nihilism. This is the middle way. Just say this stanza and focus more on how this flower, which earlier was a beautiful flower, came to being by dependence on these factors. Independent of these factors, there's no flower there, it's empty. Just stay there in emptiness, in the empty form. Okay, now, what do you see? I'm seeing the chromosomes and so forth. You are seeing the isolate of the chromosomes. Where's the flower? Ask the second question. Where's the flower? It is empty, it's not there. Stay in this experience. Emptiness of the flower. And then in the initial stage, what you can do is you can go to the 4 essentials. The second essential, that these chromosomes are not the flower. 1. Different from the chromosomes, there's no flower. 2. Then from the object, there's nothing there. Where's this flower then? From the object, there's nothing, there's a flower there. Okay, stay in this experience. That from the object, there's nothing there to identify this flower. Stay in this experience. In the isolate of the emptiness of the flower. Stay in this experience for a while. Then, pick up the chromosome. Because even the chromosomes also don't exist objectively. Now pick up the chromosomes. Pick up the chromosomes, we see that chromosome is also, to fine-tuning, is a chromosome which seems so repulsive, so well defined out there. Okay, this seems to be so objectified there. But when you fine-tune the electron microscope, you see that even this chromosome is nothing but made of DNA molecules. And molecules are also made of atoms. So, when you go to that level of the atoms, what is really there is just the pool of atoms, that's it. Okay, again, you ask, what are you seeing? I'm seeing the atoms. You are seeing the isolate of the atoms. Which of the atoms is the chromosome? None. So the chromosome is not one with the parts. Then different from the atoms, remove all the atoms, the chromosome is then not at all there, not different from the atoms. Now where is the chromosome then? It's not at all there. It's not at all there from the object, it's not at all there. From this analysis, with this analysis, I can never find, they never exist, the chromosome there. You see the emptiness of the chromosome. Stay in this experience. Then pick up one of the atoms. Pick up one of the atoms. And even this atom, how does this appear? Oh, it says an atom. Even this atom, subject the ultimate analysis, even this atom is made of electrons, protons, and neutrons. And the electrons are not being, when you go to the level of the elemental particles with electrons, protons, neutrons, what do you see now? I'm just seeing electrons, protons, neutrons. Where's the atom? Atom is not there. Again, the atom dissolves. Okay, you stay in this experience of emptiness of the atoms. Now you've gone subtler, subtler, subtler. First the emptiness of the flower, then the emptiness of the chromosomes, then the emptiness of the atoms. You could go in further. You could go further, but there's no point. However much you may go down, you will always continue to see find the atom, the emptiness of the particular object. Okay, you can stay there. So with this, you can recall the stanza on the page, the same page 2020 says, just the stanza next to that. Since there is no phenomenon, there is no dependent originator, therefore there is no phenomenon, there is not empty. Beside this stanza, since there is no phenomenon, there is not dependent originator, therefore there is no phenomenon, there is not empty. Dependent. This is the Tibetan version. So say this in French or in English, whichever is more comfortable with you. You can say this. And then this is you are drawing a summary. You are drawing a summary there. What are you saying that now, whatever phenomena I pick up, they should necessarily be dependently originated, dependent on their respective parts. Now I realize that since there is no phenomenon that is not dependently originated, because things are dependently originated, but dependent on these parts, then our mind subject imputes to object. From object, there's nothing really there. Objectively, nothing is there. Therefore, there is no phenomena that is not empty of. There is not objectively empty. That is not empty. Okay, say this. It's like a drawing conclusion. Drawing a big conclusion. Making a big conclusion that now the selflessness of phenomena. The phenomena, no matter how much we go into this analysis, we will never find a phenomena which is not empty. Stay this experience. Okay, up to this point is the meditation on this selflessness of phenomena. Done. Now we move to the selflessness of person. Very good. We move to the selflessness of person. Okay, for the selfless person, the same page, we recite Nagarjuna's stanza, Nagarjuna's precious garden, which reads, if the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not air, not space, not also consciousness, and not all of them, where is the person out of those? Integrally, this is the typical version. Recite the stanza, and then we think of the self, yourself. Now we are moving from the selfless of phenomena to the selfless person. You can say, you can pick up yourself as a person. Okay, this person. I'm Dorji. I'm a boy. I'm a girl. Okay, this person. How does this appear? As so solidly there, or so objectified there. And remember what Nagarjuna said. If the mirage were to be water, while not those close by the mirage see water. Okay. With this reminder from Nagarjuna's stanza, reminding us of if something exists objectively, why don't say I see this object as I go closer to this object? Okay, now you recite the stanza. If the person is not earth, not water, not fire, not space, not air, not space, not also consciousness, and not all of them, where is the person out of those? Okay, now you study the person, you see a soul objectively there, you try to see this person, you try to see the same, you try this person through ultimate analysis. Okay, crossing the border of conventionality, you go into the 6 elements. And one by one, go one by one, no haste, don't just make a rash conclusion, don't just make an abrupt conclusion. Okay, there's no point, or none of the 6 elements is me. Don't say like this. If you say like this, you will never experience emptiness. The purpose is not to finish, not to count how much you have finished this practice. There's no point. The point is you have to experience the result. You have to experience emptiness. If you really want to experience emptiness, you have to follow the step by step. Although you already know the steps, for example, none of these elements is me. Don't say like this, just go one by one, scan your body. Scan your body, atom and earth. Atom and earth is not me. Atom and earth is not me. Earth, the thin skin, and the fatty tissues, and the muscles, cartilages, the flesh is nothing. Okay, remove them. Then the skeleton, the skull, the bone, the hand bones, the leg bones, the ribs, none of them is me. Then the heart, the brain, the lungs, the liver, the kidney, the spleen. Just scan one by one, scan one by one, one by one. None of these solid parts is me. And the earth is not me. Just move on with that. What's left now? And the water, the blood, 4.6 liters of water, 4.6 liters of blood, which is pumped in and out by the heart to different parts of the body. Of course, that is not me. I don't move inside my body, inside my heart. And we can also go for the blood, the dialysis, kidney dialysis, where you remove your blood and to put new blood within you. So you are not removed, which means that this blood is not you. And water is also not you. Okay. Just imagine how the blood is pumped up by the heart to different parts of the body. It flows through the arteries. It comes back through the veins. Of course, that is not me. Okay, now we move that. And we find that the body heat. It's just body heat which we cannot see. We can touch, we can feel. But I can see myself, people can see me. This body heat increases, decreases. I don't increase, I don't decrease. So therefore, even the body heat is also not me. Element of air. The air that I breathe in and out through my lungs, of course, that is not me. Air constitutes the gas. I'm a solid person, I'm not a gas. But even that is also not me, keep that aside. Element of space. Of course, space is nothing. This space is vacuum in nature, I'm a solid person. Keep that aside. Element of consciousness. I'm a male, I'm a female. My consciousness does not have gender. Gender is possible on the basis of the body. And people can see me, people cannot see my mind. If this consciousness is also not me. Then if you want to go deeper, how this consciousness does not exist. Even the emptiness of the consciousness. Think of the emptiness of consciousness. If you go there. Whereas if you see that consciousness not me, if you are satisfied with that, then no need to go into the emptiness, it will be digression. Whereas if you feel that yes, the consciousness, it is like me, then you can see the emptiness of consciousness, even the consciousness also like the illusion. Okay, then keep the consciousness aside. Okay. Now you realize that none of the 6 elements is you. What are you seeing now? I'm just seeing the 6 elements. They are so independently of each other. Like 6 independent people. Which of the 6 elements is you? None. Which means you are actually being one with the parts. Okay, if the 6 elements are not the self, take aside 6 elements and they must be different from the 6 elements of the self. Nothing is left there as different from the self, not as different from the 6 elements. That is the emptiness of self being empty or different from the parts. Okay, where's the self then? Where's the self then from the object? Nothing is there as a self in the object. Stay in this experience. Only if you do it very systematically, taking your time, then the experience will come to you. A tinge of fear can come in you, a goosebumps can come in the body, a cold waves can flow in your body, a tickling sensation come to your body, and sometimes a pleasant feeling will come to you, a tranquil experience can come to you. Even if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. It's just stay in this experience. That you are sure, that you are absolutely sure that now what you're seeing is that the self is not really there. What you earlier said, so till then, this is deceptive. Now I'm discovering that it's not there. Stay in this experience. Okay, 2 questions. What is seeing? I'm just in 6 elements. Where's a person? The person's empty. Stay in this experience. First when you said, I'm seeing 6 elements, this is not emptiness, this is a positive phenomenon. But this is very helpful, this is like a stepping stone to you to get to the emptiness experience. For that, you have to ask the second question, where's the self? It's not there. The moment you say it's not there, goosebumps will come to you, tickling sensation come to you, a fear can come to you. Okay, when that happens, try to maintain this experience. Okay, then without coming out of meditation, we will read the 2 stanzas before that on page 10, page 296. From this, then we will move to the next. The next meaning, the earlier passage reads, neither the aggregates, no different from the aggregates. Aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata does not possess aggregates. What's the Tathagata? Interval? Pumi Pumbo Deshin, Deva Pumeted, Deshinship or Pumen, Deshinship or Kashi. This is the Tibetan version. So, you recite this and you do it in the form of rejecting the 7 modes. rejecting the sense modes of the objective self. Neither the aggregates. Okay. The text we're reading is the aggregates, but you can apply this to the elements. You can apply this to the elements. For us to do with the elements is better, but later on you can do with the aggregates. This is fine. For the time being, I'm sharing with you what I'm doing. Okay. So I apply the same sentence. I use the same stanza, same reasoning, but instead of the aggregates, I use the elements. Okay. So neither the elements. Okay. I'll try to look at the 6 elements so discreetly there. Element just working. Element primarily the job is to hold you, to see yourself as a solid entity. That's the job of element earth. The element of water to give food to different parts of the body, blood to give food to different parts of the body. That is doing its own job. Then the element of heat to make sure that activities happen there. The heat is one which makes the activities happen. It is again doing its own job. Then the element of air to give oxygen to the different parts of the body, and to take the carbon dioxide from the body, to take out carbon dioxide and give the oxygen to the body for the body to burn the energy and give energy to the various parts of the body. So that's job of the air in your body. Then job of the space. Space is to allow all these things to happen. So the blood to flow, and then the air to again go, oxygen to go. So and the food to travel to different parts of the body. So this is all allowed by the space. And the consciousness. Consciousness keeps you alive. So each of these elements, they have their own words. They have their own words. They are not mixed with each other. For example, 6 people are there in one office, and then one person is doing the secretarial work, other one is doing the accounting work, still another one is doing the program, the management, another one is doing the IT work, and still another one is doing the cash work. And there are 6 staff, they're doing the different functions. So they are not mingled. They're so independent of each other. Their functions are very independent from each other. Yes. Now, to my amazement, what I realize is none of these 6 elements, neither the aggregates, neither the element, none of the 6 elements mean. 6 elements, they are working independently, like 6 different people having 6 different functions. No different from the aggregates. Now, if you remove these 6 elements, nothing is there as I. None of these 6 elements is me. No different from the aggregates is me. The aggregates don't depend on him. Because that here, now what I see only the 6 elements. There's no self. So therefore, depending makes no sense. This I is not there at all. Besides the 6 elements, there's no I there. There's no self there as a dependee. And there's no self there as a dependent, because it's only one side. To talk about dependent, dependee, there should be 2 things there. Now, since there are no 2 things there, only the 6 elements, the self is not there, so dependent makes no sense. Aggregates don't depend on him, nor is he dependent on them. The Tathagata does not possess the aggregates, the Tathagata or the I do not possess aggregates. Possession does not happen here. Because possession means possessor and possessed, 2 should be there. Again, since that this I is not there, it's just the 6 elements. Who is there as one? What is there as one entity known as I? There's no one governing body which governs these 6 elements. There's no one factor which governs all 6. Besides my mind, in just giving a label, I, on the basis of how these 6 elements they operate, there's no separate governor there to govern the 6 of the 6. No one agent or entity as a director of all these 6 elements. So because of this, there's no one thing which possesses these 6 elements. Even the presence makes no sense. And then the connection. Connection is just like 6 independent entities. There's no one entity which governs all. So even the connection is there, but there's no one government, the administrator, known as the director, CEO, whatever, as I, governor of the 6. There's nothing of that kind there. Connection is not. And then the special configuration, same. It makes no sense. So where is the self? Where is the self? What is the Tathagata? Just stay there. This is very powerful. It's just the previous karma that put these 6 elements together. And then we get an illusion that there's a self there. Keeping aside the illusion, there's nothing there as a self. It's just 6 elements independently operating. And they're working, they're put together, they're operating separately. But then we see them in, say, as though like they are in one unit. There's no one unit actually there. It's just an illusion. Okay, stay in this experience. Again you ask, what are you seeing? I'm just seeing the 6 elements. You are seeing the attributes of the 6 elements. Where is this person? This person's empty, is not there. Stay in this experience for a while. Okay. Then you move to the one of the elements. One of the elements of within your body. You have seen that the self is like illusion. The self is empty from Bhakti's side. Now what is just the 6 elements. Now of the 6 elements, even the 6 elements also like illusion. Of the 6 elements you pick up one. Because if you keep meditating on this and if you don't see the emptiness of the 6 elements, just see the element of the emptiness of the self, not the emptiness of the 6 elements, then gradually you may build another habit to see the elements of the object real. So to solve this problem, then what you do is then you go to the next stanza, which is, just as a person is not truly existent because of being an aggregation of 2 elements, which is like 2 or 3 stanzas below that. Just as a person is not truly existent because of being an aggregation of the 6 elements, each element also is not truly existent as the aggregation of their own constituents. Okay, in Tibetan, people come to Gueshe Damdul. This is the 12th version. You say this stanza and then pick one of the elements. One that will be very powerful would be the skeleton. The skeleton decides how big you are, say how tall you are, your shape is given to you by the skeleton. Just the bit of the skeleton, without your flesh, without your visual organs. Just pick up the skeleton, not as the element of earth, one of the elements of the earth. Just pick up your skeleton. Is it true that, okay, are you sitting here in the Gomba? Some of you are sitting in the chair, some are sitting in the cushion. Oh, you're sitting. Is it true that there's a skeleton inside? Huh? Skeleton inside, what is that like? It's beautiful? No. Skeleton inside. Just visualize that. Just visualize that skeleton. Can you visualize that skeleton? Skeleton on the chair. Skeleton on the cushion. Like, okay, the 30 or 35 skeletons here. Okay, just visualize that. And focus on your own skeleton inside. It's real, it's there, the skeleton is there, it's true. The ribs are there, the skull is there, the jaws are there, and the mouth of the skeleton is very wide. The mouth of the skeleton is so wide. The mouth that we have is small lines, but the mouth inside is so wide. And that's true. It's very scary to look at. And then the eyeballs inside is hollow, right? And the nose, we have the protruding nose coming out, but inside is hollow. The skeleton is hollow. That's very true. And you go, the ribs are there, and the joints. Okay. And the femur, the bones of the legs, then the feet, your hand. Just think of that. Okay, what is that like? yourself is quite okay. To some extent, it's a little bit scary. But that's me. But that's me. But that's me. But somebody else? No, I'll run away. Right? With me, because you identify that as me, you don't run away. Right? Whether like it or not, I have to do with this. You run away, the skeleton is running with you. Right? Okay, with somebody else, you see somebody else's skeleton, I'll run away. 100% will run away. Okay, it is there. It is there. It is right there. This gomba is filled with skeletons. That's true. I'm one of them. Okay, what is your reaction? Quite repulsive. Repulsion arises. Okay, even this repulsion is also illusion. Even seeing this skeleton, which is so repulsive skeleton, is also like illusion. Even this skeleton is made of billions of bone cells. Again, you go to the cells. They are made of bone cells. They are not like the other objects, like the stones. These are made of bone cells. Billions of bone cells. Again, the bone cells, they have their own cell membrane, then the nucleus. Go into that. Subject this skeleton into ultimate analysis. Go into the bone cells, and bone cells go into the nucleus, go into the chromosomes. Again, same chromosomes are there. Stay there. Stay there. What are you seeing? I'm seeing just innumerable chromosomes. Okay, where is the skeleton? It's not there. Okay, the skeleton is not there. What I earlier feel the fear of seeing myself skeleton is not there. It is there. Stay in this experience. Then this chromosome, again go subject chromosome into ultimate analysis. The way you did with the flower, chromosome to flower. Then you see molecules, DNA molecules, and atoms. Stay there at the atomic level. Again, where is this chromosome? It's not there. What are you saying? I'm just seeing millions, billions of atoms. Where is this repulsive chromosome? It's not, it disappears, it's empty. Stay in this experience of the emptiness, isolate the emptiness of the chromosome. Again, subject these atoms, one of the atoms to the ultimate analysis. And see that even this atom disappears, the electrons, protons, neutrons. Where's the atom? Even the tiny atom is also not really there. Small. Besides my mental projection from the object, is nothing really there. Stay in this experience, the atom disappears. Stay in this. Okay. From there, come back to the original the stanza which we read already for the emptiness of flower, which is, since there is no phenomena, there is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomena, there is no empty. We start the same stanza again here. This is a summary. You are summarizing. You are summarizing the selflessness of person. You already summarized the selflessness of phenomena. Now you are summarizing the selflessness of person, meaning that this person is empty, and the elements, element of earth, for example, element of earth, one of them, the skeleton is empty, then the chromosome is empty, atom is empty. Okay, so this, how we started was this status of the person. So from this, now what you're saying is that since there is no phenomenon, there is no dependent originator. No matter how much subtle I go down, I will never find anything which is objectively real. I will continue to see that they're all empty, Besides the illusion-like perception, from the object there's nothing really that is empty. Because everything is dependent originated. No, however much I may go subtle, however subtle I may go down, I will continue to see things which are dependent originated. What is dependent originated means nothing is from the object. Things are all empty from the object. Since there is no phenomenon, there is not dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon which is not empty. In Tibetan, okay, draw its conclusion. With this conclusion, what happens is that this will leave a very special imprint when you see the emptiness of all phenomena together, which is also known as all-pervasive emptiness. All-pervasive emptiness. For the time what we're meditating on is we're meditating on the individual emptiness. The idea is to see the emptiness of all phenomena simultaneously. In other words, all-pervasive emptiness. This is to be seen. But it's not something, there's no special meditation to meditate on the emptiness of all the pervasive emptiness. This is something like, for example, let's say it is like, okay, in some institutions, till some positions you can apply. Any new person can, apply for the jobs. You can get these positions. Then at a certain point, then to climb the steps to the highest position, there's no way by which you can apply and sit for exam and you get the highest position. In some institutions, to a certain level, say like the level 5, till level 5, you can sit for exam and depend on your exam performance, interviews, you can get the level 5 directly. Then from level 5 to level 10, you have to climb step by step experience. Okay, likewise, for the individual emptiness, that's easy. You can directly pick up one object and do the meditate emptiness of the individual object. But for the all-purpose emptiness, no, there's no specific method. You have to do the individuals. Emptiness of the gross object, emptiness of the subtle object, and with the subtle object, still subtler. Keep going like this, and then gradually you'll see that okay, however much I may go down, I'll continue to see the emptiness. So this experience, gradually, naturally, you can never impose. Naturally, then, say, your own experience, that now there's no point. Anything, whatever, it's just like the empty of objective existence. Then you'll get up once in a while. You can get up, say the pervasive, all-pervasive emptiness of all phenomena. All-pervasive emptiness, meaning emptiness of all phenomena. They can once in a while come in the form of clearness. Okay, so for that matter, with that, then your experience becomes very profound. But for that matter, this stanza is very helpful. Since there is no phenomenon, there is no dependent originated, therefore there is no phenomenon which is not empty. Okay, done with the surfaces of person. Now surface of phenomena done, surface of person done. Okay, then what we do? Okay, what I do is, then you go to Shiri Hiruga. You go to Shiri Hiruga, stands page 209. Page 209. Okay, Shiri Hiruga. Okay, with this what we can do is that we fold our hands and then we recite this, the holy name of the Buddha, sacred name of the Buddha, Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga. As you recite this, invoke the Buddha Shiri Hiruga there in front of us, the Buddha who has perfected in love, perfected in knowledge, and perfected in power. He's really there, and now I'm connecting myself to this holy being, and who loves me so much, who loves all sentient so much. Just invoke this blessing from the Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga. Then say this stanza, say this line in Tibetan. Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga, Shiri Hiruga, Shiri. Henikugu Junus Sem, Te, you that you do Kalachakra Center, Chubi Dameva Tang. Tuni Kansaga Dadus and Namdo Chalu, the Dada to the Kansaga Dameva Tang. Ka, the Tekona, you use any to the Susan Suneva Tang. Shiri, the Utopa Chita, what they should just show you to the He ever with no. This is the Tibetan version. So you're going to recite this. You're going to recite this and recite with the emphasis. Just, okay, first you recite the complete. Recite the complete passage. Then after you recite complete passage, then you focus on each of the syllables. Hey, hey, hey. Then think of the emptiness. Hey is the surface of phenomena. The emptiness of the mind, which is the source of everything as it is imputed to be of causal nature. Hey is the emptiness of mind, which is the source of everything, meaning all phenomena which you interact with, they're all, the sources, they all come from the mind. Okay. All phenomena that are interacting, they all dissolve into your mind. Okay. Mind. And this mind, which is the source of everything, source of all the phenomena, this mind, as it is imputed to be of causal nature, it is the cause of all the phenomena, but how is cause? It is not objectively cause, it is imputed. It is what our mind imputes as a cause. Even this mind, which is the cause of all phenomena, it is empty of true existence. So you think of the emptiness of mind quickly. How we meditate on the emptiness of mind? In 3 ways, 3 steps. You can choose one of the methods to see the emptiness of mind. Even this mind, which I see as the mind, which is see as the one who creates, which creates everything. Even this mind, say it has many segments. It has many temporal segments. Okay, what I see is the mind now. Now, which experience now, it is nothing but made of millions of tiny temporal segments. And this mind makes me feel that I'm feeling the mind. But in actuality, this mind is not like this, the way I'm feeling now. It is just illusion-like. It's just made of millions of tiny temporal segments of mind. And these tiny temporal segments of mind, they don't arise simultaneously. They arise just momentarily, so fast, sequentially. And none of these tiny segments of mind, they have the capacity to know what I'm experiencing. So in actuality, when I think that I'm experiencing something as a mind, this is just illusion. Just see the emptiness of the mind. See the emptiness of the mind. This is the meaning of emptiness of mind, is the status of phenomena, which is the meaning of the hey. Then you move to the ru. Ru is the status of person, the emptiness of the self that is fabricated by the web of conceptual thought that grasps to the self of person. Okay, now you move to the self. You have already meditated on the status of the person. Okay, you quickly see yourself as the 6 elements. Where's this person? Besides 6 elements, where's the person? Nothing is there as a person. Okay, dissolve this person. The person dissolves, is empty. Okay, now the phenomenon dissolves, the person dissolves. Now what happens? The two things dissolve. What is left? Non-duality is left. This is the ka. Ka is the ultimate reality. The absence of the dissonant duality of the subject object. Okay, so here it's very important that you try to see that, okay, object with which I'm interacting, they're all just empty. I, the one who interacts with object, even then, besides 6 elements, this is not really there, it's also empty. Object dissolves, subject dissolves. Then what you see is that you are left with a very expansive vacuum of emptiness, which is known as the non-duality. Non-duality is left. This is the ka. Okay, now you switch from this ultimate analysis to the conventional analysis. Who is knowing this? My wisdom is knowing this. My wisdom is seeing this non-duality. My wisdom. Okay. Now from this the conventional analysis, to know that this wisdom is seeing this non-duality, switch to the ultimate analysis of this wisdom. Even this wisdom is also made of tiny segments. Even this wisdom is made of temporal segments, innumerable temporal segments. And none of these temporal segments is the one which realizes emptiness. So where is that wisdom which realizes emptiness? Even that disappears, dissolved. So this wisdom becomes non-dual with the non-duality that is left here. That experience of the wisdom, which is non-dual with the non-duality, that is the shiri. Stay in this experience, shiri. This is the meaning of the evam. Okay, then we go to page 205. King of Concentration Sutra, which reads, can you see that in the some way towards the end? Just as in the dream of a young girl, she met with a boy and saw his death. Those was she had the meaning, and in anguish at his death, we all phenomena thus. Do you see this?
Yes.
Then we say the stanza. This stanza is very, very powerful. Very powerful. This reflects how our emotional world. Do you see that? Which stanza is that? Can you read that stanza? Huh? Huh? Can you read that stanza? Read it. Just as in the dream of a young girl, she met with a boy and saw his death. Joyce was here to meeting, and in anguish at his death, we were all phenomena as thus. This is a very powerful stanza. Okay, Charles, did you get it? You did not get it. Okay, where is this stanza? Maria, did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, you show this to Charles.
Iman Carré, c'est ça?
Okay. This stanza is the one which can really represent our emotional world. Our emotional world of excitement, our emotional world of tragedy, our emotional world of feeling the darkness and gloominess, sadness, depression, and so forth. This stanza reflects or represents both the emotional world of acute sadness and emotional world of acute excitement. Okay. Just as in a dream of a young girl, and let's say a young girl, not only young girl, also boys also, right? Young girl, for example, like age 14, 15, 16, so excited to look for the opposite gender as a friend. And that was a young boy, age 14, 15, 16, so excited to look for a young girl to be a partner. And then say in the dream, then the girl meets with a boy, and you're so excited, so nervous, excited, and slowly you start talking to each other, and very excited, and then you may even have a Coca-Cola together, Coca-Cola, right? Together with the Coca-Cola together with the same straw, with the same. That is even more exciting, right? Not two Coca-Colas, one Coca-Cola sharing. Okay, so much excitement is there. Okay, yeah, that's true. So much excitement is there, and then suddenly your friend, who's your newly met friend, suddenly he started to cough, and then blood comes out of the mouth, and then collapses and died. Then this young girl or the young boy will feel that, oh, now my life is meaningless, shallow, I'll also die. The life is so meaningless, it's so gloomy, right? I don't want to live anymore. Look, your whole life is shattered. Initially, life just went to such height of excitement. Now you go down to such a the bottom of the life is shattered. The two extremes. This depicts our life. This depicts our life everywhere in the world, everywhere. This depicts, for example, somebody getting some with the corruption, you get wealth, huge amount of wealth, so excited, and then suddenly the police catch you, arrest you, and then everything confiscated, and you end up in prison. You just go down, you just dip into such the depth of depression. This is what depicts here. And then imagine this girl or this boy, right? You just, okay, now my life is so shattered, it's so meaningless, I don't see any meaning in my life. And the mother wakes you up. The mother wakes up the young girl. What do you feel? If you're the young girl, what do you feel? Relief or not relief? Great relief. Meeting with the boy was dream. Seeing the death of the boy was also dream. There's no reason why I should be shattered. Wow, I'm so lucky that I'm working out. Right? This is exactly when we realize emptiness, this is how we can actually transcend the likes and the dislikes created by the self-grasping ignorance. Okay, so this stanza, say this stanza, and then you say that this, what is happening here is exactly applied. You wake up and you see that meeting with the boy, seeing the death of the boy, meeting with the girl, seeing the death of the girl, just my dream. You get such a relief. This is exactly with all phenomena, not only just boy and girls, it's with all phenomena. For example, even including the cake. Including the cake that we get here in Kalachakra Center. Right? It's so nice cake. So nice cake. When the cake is gone, oh, in the night, if there's possible, I can give another cake. Alright? Okay, so in everything, you just apply this to all phenomena, they are all coming from your mind like a dream. Okay, say this stanza, try to apply this to all phenomena. Okay, then, go to go to the page 208. Page 208. His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dharma of the Land snows. This is to reinforce what you meditated of the Shri Heduka. To reinforce what you meditated of the Shri Heduka. His Holiness's stanzas, the two stanzas. The first stanza is to invoke the blessings. Did you get it? Did you find it? His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's prayer for proliferating the Dharma of the Land snows. Did you find it? No? You got it? Good. Okay. The first stanza is to invoke blessings from the lineage masters. So this which His Holiness wrote is more of the Mahamudra. Mahamudra meditation related to the emptiness. Mahamudra meditation, complete Mahamudra meditation. So this is coming from the great lineage masters. So we are invoking the blessings of the lineage masters. This is very important to invoke the blessings of the lineage masters. Lineage masters like Jisun, the Tilopa, Jisun Naropa, then Jisun Marpa. So what Jisun, His Holiness mentioned here is related to the masters in Tibet. Jisun Tilopa, Jisun Naropa from India. And then from Jisun Naropa, then we have Jisun Marpa. Jisun Marpa to Shebe Dorji. Shebe Dorji is Jisun Melarpa. So we include Jisun Melarpa's name separately in the comma. Shebe Dorji refers to Jisun Melarpa. And so on. All these lineage masters. The host of the precious Kagi are source of blessings. The chain of the unscaled masters of this outstanding tradition. To you all I pray, may the Buddha Dhamma blemish knows, praise for it. So when I say this, fold your hands and invoke the blessings of all these teachers, all these great, all these masters, invoke blessings, and visualize that you have received blessings from them, so that you can realize the Mahamudra, the great, vast, expansive emptiness of the mind. Okay, so then we will start the next stanza. The next stanza is the actual meaning. All phenomena all encompassing samsara nirvana. Whatever you see in samsara nirvana, they're all nothing. They all arise like the dream. The good things in the dream, bad things in the dream, they all arise from the dreaming mind. Likewise, what we say is samsara, what we say is nirvana, they all arise from your own spontaneous awareness, natural mind. From this mind, everything arises. But radiance of the spontaneous, the radiance, meaning they arise. Like we say, when there's complete dark, then there's one light. From this light, then you radiate everything. Likewise, from this spontaneous mind, spontaneous awareness, then everything, this radiates and then everything comes into being. Samsara nirvana. Then this mind, which means that everything comes from this mind. What about this mind? The awareness itself, devoid of elaborations, elaboration of true existence, elaboration of objective existence. Even this awareness is also empty of objective existence. Then you have to see the emptiness of this self, emptiness of this mind. Through any of the three methods, or alternative methods. Awareness of this mind is realized in the nature of Dharmakaya. This emptiness of the mind, this is the Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya, the Buddha's, the final Buddhahood. Final Buddhahood is the emptiness of your mind, is the Dharmakaya. And this Dharmakaya pervades all existence, pervading all existences of appearances of samsara and nirvana. Samsara that appears to you, nirvana that appears to you, to all these phenomena, the emptiness of your mind pervades all these. That emptiness of mind, which is also referred to as the nature of Dharmakaya, is the great Mahamudra. Is the great Mahamudra. May the Buddha Dhamma Vaishnavas blaze forevermore. Okay, one. Then after this, go to the previous page. This volume is the 17th Dalai Lama's Guide to the View of the Middle Way, a song of the four mindfulnesses. Okay, so the manner in which I do. So I alter these two stanzas. I say the second stanza first stanza next. Okay, second stanza first, which is at the crossroads of the six collections of consciousness. Do you find this? Do you find this? In French, do you find this? Maria, do you find this? No? At the crossroads. Charles, you found it? Good. Okay. So the manner how I do is that I first do the second first, then first the next. So this stanza, at the crossroads of the six collections of consciousness, there are diverse perceptions. Are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena which are baseless. There's a magical show that is by nature deceptive. Don't believe them to be true, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it in the nature of appearance emptiness. To not losing mindfulness, hold it in the nature of appearance emptiness. Okay. So how do we do this, use this? Is that, imagine, okay, emptiness, meditation emptiness, or the wisdom of emptiness is seen, meditation emptiness is described in two ways. Meditating on the space-like emptiness and meditation on the illusion-like emptiness. Meditation on the space-like emptiness and meditation on the illusion-like emptiness too. Okay, you can do it in any ways. Whichever the two you want to do first, you do it that way. But how I do is that I do the illusion life first because of the early experiences. Early meditation we already did. Then the point is that, okay, then what about all what I'm seeing? All what I'm seeing. For example, okay, do you have any experience of sitting at the crossroad? Crossroad, what is the experience like? Huh? But if you're in a village, if you're in a small town, if you're in a small town, if you want to see the different people, different cars and so forth, what should you do? Go to the crossroad. If you go to the crossroad, then all these different cars, different people, you will see. Right? So, say our mind is at the crossroad of 6 roads. We are in the middle of the 6 roads. Which 6 roads? Road of the eyes, road of the ears, road of the nose, tongue, body, and mental consciousness. Right? So these are the 6 roads. Just as when you sit on the crossroad, where 6 roads cross, then you see all different people, all different cars, so forth. When you are aware of what your eyes are seeing, your ears are hearing, your nose smelling, the tongue tasting, and your body the feeling, and the mental consciousness thinking. So we are exactly at the crossroad of 6 consciousnesses. So with this 6 consciousnesses, you see different things, you hear the sounds, you experience all the universe you can experience by sitting in this crossroad. We are at the crossroad. So what are we seeing? The 7th Dalai Lama, the author of this text, is telling us, don't believe them to be true. They are simply coming from your mind, they are your projections. They are not true. They are like a dream paper of mind. So it says, at the crossroads of the six collections of the consciousness, there are diverse perceptions. You see multiple things there. Are seen the hazy dualistic phenomena. What we see as the phenomena, they are the hazy dualistic. You see as dual. Oh, they are my objects, and the subject you see as dual, and they are different from each other. Hazy meaning they are not real. They are like a dream. Hazy dualistic phenomena, which are baseless. Baseless meaning they are nothing there from the object. Totally baseless from the object. From the object, totally baseless. Because this from the object they don't exist. They are like a magical show. They are like illusion. There's a magical show that is by nature deceptive. What you're seeing is deceptive. They don't exist the way they appear to you. Don't believe them to be true, but view them as having the nature of emptiness. Don't let your mind go astray, but place in the nature of the appearance. Emptiness. They appear like this, but they're empty. They don't exist that way. Through not losing mindfulness, hold it in the nature of appearance and emptiness. Okay, stay in this experience. Okay, then you go to the infinite emptiness or the all-pervasive emptiness. That is the previous stanza. Previous stanza says, the sphere of appearing and existing phenomena, whatever appears to mind, whatever exists as a phenomenon, is pervaded by the space of the ultimate clear light of suchness. What is really there, nothing is there from the object. From the object is just the emptiness there, emptiness. There is an infallible ultimate reality. What is that? Expansive ultimate reality. Where all phenomena pervade, in reality, things don't exist that way. There's expansive emptiness there. You try to see the pervasive emptiness, all pervasive emptiness. There is an ineffable ultimate reality. View this nature of emptiness through abandoning mental contrivances. Don't contrive, don't fabricate, don't exaggerate. Oh, now everything is the ultimate expanse of emptiness. Don't exaggerate that. Try to see what that is. View the nature of emptiness through abandoning the mental contrivances. Don't let your mind go astray, but place it in an ambience of reality. Through not losing mindfulness, hold in the ambience of reality. Just stay in this experience of the vast expanse of emptiness. Stay in this experience for a while. Okay, so then from this you come out and do the delegation. Finished. Okay, how long do you think it will take this meditation? If you do it seriously, how long do you think it will take? 6 days. Okay. For 5 minutes? Okay, it depends.
1 hour.
40 minutes? 1 hour?
10 minutes per class.
Okay, it doesn't matter. So the advice that I may give, the suggestion that I may give, is that initially don't make it too long. If you make it too long, you'll feel so tired. 1. Okay, number 2. Okay, someone said in Tibet House, Nalanda diploma course, Tibet House, we conduct 2 programs. One is 4 years program, Nalanda Masters course, and another 1 year program, Nalanda diploma course, conducted in Tibet House in Delhi. So one of the students of Nalanda diploma course, he said that during the class, he said that I try to meditate in emptiness, and then in 2 minutes finish. Nothing more to meditate. It finishes 2 minutes. He said. Then I said, yes, that's true. I agree with you. I agree with you. You should have extensive studies. Only if you have extensive studies, then the meditation can be very rich and can be extensive. Otherwise, it can finish within 2 minutes, right? Okay. So with this, what I would suggest is that in case, if it takes you too long, then we don't do it for too long. Because if you feel tired, it can be really exhausting. And if it's very exhausting, the next time you don't feel like doing it, right? Okay, you are so excited now, going back to my house. Now after the retreat, I'll do this meditation, very auspicious, I'm so lucky. Okay, then we start doing it. First day you do it for like, okay, 1 hour, right? If you don't know how to 1 hour the passes, and then you realize it's like 2 hours. Actually, you're already very tired. And then the next day, okay, because of your time, you are not aware. You're already very tired. And okay, I have to only do. I'll do it a little later this evening. And this evening, oh, I have to watch the television to see what is news. And you're all tired. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And then this is how we delay. What you do is that make it short. Initially, make it short. Make it like 5 minutes. At the most 10 minutes. Don't make it too long. And how do you make it 10 minutes? Keep a timer. Keep a timer for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. And then press the timer and you meditate. When the timer rings the bell, which means 5 minutes is gone, you set time. When it's gone, then wind up. Wind up, don't just continue. Right? Don't just continue. Don't be too excited. You feel happy. Okay, I'm happy that okay, in 5 minutes nothing really happens. I just finished one part. It doesn't matter. That's good. Stop there. And then next day. Next day you feel like doing it. And then you will learn how to manage your time. How to manage your time. Okay. And then end with the dedication prayer. Okay, now, in case, but this is something which is most likely we cannot do on a daily basis every day, unless until you have, like, say, you have like 4 hours a day, 4 hours of free hand, 4 hours of free time in your hand. If you have a job like 8 hours job, most likely you cannot do this long meditation. Okay, under such situation, what should you do? For a quick meditation, emptiness, like 2 minutes meditation emptiness, what should you do? Okay, you want to learn that? Huh? 2 minutes meditation on emptiness. That's easy, that we can do. Okay, ready, quick, up, sit upright. 2 minutes, in 2 minutes meditation emptiness. But don't tell this to any other teachers, right? They will shock. What is he doing now? You sure say he should go to the taught us, right? Okay. And particularly if you go wrong, then it'll be even more horrible. Okay. 5 points. 5 points. Don't forget 5 points. Number 1, the self. Number 2, the 6 elements. Number 3, the 2 questions. Number 4, the space like emptiness. Number 5, the illusion like emptiness. 5 points. Okay, what is the first point? Self. What is number 2? 6 elements. What is number 3? 2 questions. What is number 4? Space like illusion. Space like emptiness. What is number 5? Illusion emptiness. Simple. Okay, what you do is quickly say invertible position. Whether you're in the cross-legged position or whether you are just relaxing, but don't do it with too much relaxation, like in the sofa, comfortably sitting. If you do that, it's not very problem. Okay, if you have no choice, unless only if the sofa is the position, then you can sit properly. At least sit properly in the sofa. Don't relax too much. Right? Sit on the sofa, and then you can do the meditation. Generally speaking, when you do any kind of meditation, if you call it a meditation, do it with body upright. This is so important. Until you have backache problem, do it with your body upright. Okay. What's the first point? Self. Okay, for example, don't raise your hands. Don't raise your hands. Just listen to this, because you are getting what is known as pit instructions, right? Which you should not give him. Okay, I'm joking. Okay, but people call it pit instructions. Okay, so the 6 elements. What is meant by 6 elements is no. What's the first one? Self. Okay, just think of the self. I. Can you think of the self? Yes. What is number 2? Go to the 6 elements. Number 2. Go to number 2. The 6 elements. Okay, I'm just nothing but the 6 elements. And earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness. Just see the 6 elements are so discrete. Then ask the, what's number 3? 2 questions. Ask them, what do you see? I'm seeing 6 elements. Second question. Where's the person? Where's the sign? It's not there. Stay in this experience. Number 4. What's number 4? Space like emptiness. Okay, this experience is the space like emptiness. Stay in this experience. That the self is literally not there in the eyes of the ultimate analysis. Okay, then slowly come out of this meditation. Then you see the self again. The self comes back. So this self, you realize is from the object is empty. Now it comes back. It's just a perception. It's just a perception like an illusion. Number 5. What is number 5? Illusion like emptiness. Okay, you come out. Okay, this is not really from the object. It's just a mere perception. This illusion like emptiness. Okay, with this awareness, then you can leave. You can go to your work. You go to work. It's simple. It will not take even more than 2 minutes. Right? It's simple. Okay. Then, when you keep doing this, at times it may become so mechanical. There's no benefit. It seems like there's no benefit at all. And then you may start backbiting me. Right? What is this meditation? Right? It's like 2 minutes, but it's no benefit. Even though you don't feel the benefit, sometimes the same meditation, you give yourself more amount of time. Same, the 5 points, do it for like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Do it gradually. Effect will be felt. Once that effect is felt, by giving yourself time, then when you do it very quickly, you can still feel the effect. If you do this 2 minutes every day, just 2 minutes, not extending to like 5 minutes, 10 minutes sometime. If you don't do that, then the benefit is going to be almost less, very less. So once in a while, do the extended meditation, the full length meditation, the sample that I gave you. You getting it? Okay. If you do that once in a while, that is going to be like recharging the battery. Recharge the battery, and then when you take the mobile to your workplace, then the mobile is operating. And again, the mobile is about to die, again you recharge it. So the greater length version of the meditation is for recharging the symbol meditation. Symbol meditation is to sustain you, keep you going, keep you going. Okay, so this said, end this prayer. Okay, page 284. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and joy. All powerful channels the tensing also, please remember to subside and just the brave magician summoned by the true realizing says they are also attending to all the merits in the best way that may follow the perfect example. Attending to all the groups of virtue with the dedication praise as the best all the Buddhas who appear in the 3 times, so that I might perform the Bodhicittas deeds. Joy, joy, strength, joy, Supreme Bodhicitta rise and grow, and make their wishes listen, not diminish, but increase forevermore. As long as space remains, as long as centuries remain, until then I truly remain to this part of the riches of the world. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, I could attain the spirit of Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into the enlightened state. I dedicate my Manda's guidance toward the realization of these in the prayers of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and to the whole Dharma teaching and realization. When all are equal form in this merit, whoever shall perform the 4 rhythms of Mahana Vehicle and accomplish all the stations of path, renunciation, bodhicitta, perfect the 2 stages. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach full enlightenment.
Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in Buddha's presence, I generate my full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the true Chen, I confess the existence individually, I rejoice the virtues of all the beings, I hold the virtues of the heart. The powerful union and infinite compassion is loosely explained by the eternal Bodhidharma and Krishna's stories. To the lotus of the Tenzin Gyatso, we study into the durations of perfect spontaneity. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds of creative forces unity one unit, for help of menace to perverted prayers, against the teachings of Buddha's spiritual language, truth about the truth of treasures. In all our lives, may the suffering from perfect gurus enjoy the magnetism of Dharma by completing the qualities and stations of art that could attain the state of Vajradhara. Throughout my future lifetimes, will always be guided by the judiciary and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings of the dependent virtues in particular in the course of my life. Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasangati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasangati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasangati Bodhiswatyata